953.
Welcome back here to the What's Cooking Show, the nation's food, wine, restaurant, and travel show. Michael Horn, Paul Stern. Sad day on the show today. Roy Rogers' horse Trigger and his dog Bullet up for auction at Christie's in New York. And apparently Bill Maupin, who came in here from Iowa and has been to Branson, Missouri, you said you can go to a website called findagrave.com.
Yes.
And if you go there and look up Trigger, what happens?
It shows you the museum.
Just the space where Trigger used to be?
I guess so now.
Because there's no museum. The museum was in Victorville, California, then in Branson, Missouri. Now, some guy is going to buy all the stuff from the museum over there. This guy, Michel Batogli, he's 70 years old, going to buy the watch. He's going to buy Trigger. He's going to buy... I don't think Roy was actually stuffed, and Dale. I think they are. There is a grave there for them.
Let's hope that they weren't, because if they weren't, I think they might have been up for sale.
But apparently there's a guy, Gil Perez, a doorman at Christie's, that actually dressed up like Roy Rogers with a guitar and stood next to Trigger. That I find, I would never do that.
And the tail is fake, because people have pulled the hair out of the tail as a souvenir.
Really?
And they had to put on a fake tail.
No, that's terrible.
Yeah, I'm a little bit taken aback by the whole state of affairs out of Branson. The lovely Tina Martin was here not too long ago as a guest.
She performs there. She's doing all right.
Absolutely.
Is the horse stable enough that you could actually mount the horse and actually look like you're riding Trigger? Because I would take those photographs.
It was not like an exhibit or a ride at an amusement park, Mike. It was a museum piece.
I would put a puzzled look on the horse's face, and I'd be shouting, "Hi-oh, Silver, away!"
No, you wouldn't do that, Mike.
And the horse would be looking like, "What?"
You would not do that, Mike. You would not do that, Mike. You would not do that.
I'm still telling you that Roy was the master at shooting the gun out of a person's hands. I'm going to bring back that kind of sharpshooting. There used to be sharpshooters at a lot of different shows and stuff, and to be able to actually, Bill, would you volunteer maybe to hold a gun and let me take a couple of shots at it?
I don't think so.
I wish we could get our good friend, film historian Douglas Brody.
That's a great idea,
There we
Paul.
go.
You always have the good ideas.
Okay, there we go. We should get him to kind of give us a little bit of kind of a historical perspective.
No one. Matt Dillon could not do it. Matt Dillon had to actually shoot the guy and kill him. Roy did not shoot and kill people. He was able to shoot the guns from their hands. I wonder if he could do other things like shoes or something, if he was really got into some kind of a drunken mode one day, start shooting the guy's hat off and then maybe take off a guy's shoe.
Drunken mode?
Well, maybe Roy and Dale had an argument.
I don't think so. I don't
believe there was ever any alcohol based in the show, but let's say they got into an argument.
It's kind of interesting.
Went on a bender.
I was actually over the weekend.
Where's my hat?
No, if I could go ahead and say over the weekend, I would kind of notice as I was watching a Bedanza episode that there was
Dadgummit, Paul.
No, there was a scene.
Joe's out of there again, Dadgummit, Paul.
There was a scene at the old watering hole at the saloon. No, please don't.
Please, apparently some other people have gotten in our studio audience. Mr. Singh, would you please sit down? And also you too, Mr. Blocker.
No, Mike. What I noticed that Hoss had to actually.
You too, little Joe, just sit down.
They were playing poker at the saloon.
Who was?
Just the guys.
Which ones? Was this an Adam or a David Canary episode? Because Adam, Pernell Roberts, was only in the first season. And then they brought in the hired hand, Candy.
Well, what ended up having to happen was that Adam had to go bring back a gentleman who's a friend of the Cartwrights because... Oh, so Adam was in it. That's the best season. He wasn't granted credit at the table. In fact, I guess he was kind of broke.
So what happened? He had to go bring him back. What do you mean?
Well, he had to be pulled away from the table, and he was in a kind of an intoxicated state.
Who was the actor playing that role? Because they always had great guest stars.
I don't know who the actor
Adam,
was by name.
That's why Adam left the show, because after a while they used to go out, and before there was that violence on TV thing, they'd go out and shoot people and, shoot them and hang them from trees. Then the violence was like a guy gets stuck for not having enough money at a poker game, and that was like the big story that was on Bonanza, and Adam got sick of it. And started cutting up bodies on Trapper John MD.
I don't believe that to be the case.
Yes.
Oh, wait a second. We got Gretchen Wilson. Let's talk
Can we do an intro for Gretchen, please?
Yeah, if
you could. I love Gretchen Wilson. She's one of my all-time favorites, ladies and gentlemen. Country superstar Gretchen Wilson is here with us.
Yeah, let's do it right.
Yeah, Gretchen Wilson.
We'll get back to that story of Bonanza coming up.
I love Gretchen Wilson. Did I tell you? Country Mike loves this.
I ain't never been to Barbie down time.
She's the true redneck woman, you know. She on the line here. Gretchen Wilson, welcome to the broadcast here on the What's Cooking show. I'm Michael Horn, that's Paul Stern. What are you doing with this high school education thing? You're really getting going on this thing.
Yeah, I am. This is something that's really important to me. I've teamed up with the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council, and we have decided that we can reach a lot of people by just doing a few things, and that's coming together and making people aware that you know, your diploma is out there for you to get, and there's no excuses anymore. There's no I don't have time. There's no I can't, you know, I don't know where to go. We're going to make it easy for everybody to figure out where to go and how to help them to be better role models for their children, and to, you know, probably end up finding a little bit better wage in the workplace.
You know, I saw some notes the other day that there's like over 36 million adults from 18 to 64 that do not have a high school diploma. That's sad. Yeah,
and you know, you start looking at even beyond that, and you find out how many of us really can't even read at a third grade level. I mean, it's really astounding. It's astonishing, and it's something that we have to, you know, as a good American, as good Americans, you know, this is what I feel like I need to do right now. Getting my GED has made such a huge difference in my life, and I know a lot of people would think, well, what could it possibly have done? But for my daughter, for my family, for my fans, for my sense of self-esteem and the pride that I have now that I didn't used to have, this is something that it's just a no-brainer for anybody who's out there that might be thinking or be on the fence about it a little bit.
Is there a website, Gretchen Wilson, we can go to get more information?
Yes, there absolutely is. It is yourged.org.
Now, I don't know if you're on a time constraint here, because we'd love to hold you over, but if not, it's yourged.org.
That's it.
All right, thanks, Gretchen Wilson. Hopefully we'll have her right back.
Hounded by debt collectors